All right, welcome to Three Chords and the Truth, episode 2. I am Dan Reardon. I am the host and creator of this awesome podcast. I'm super excited to have my friend. I will call you my friend.
Yes.
Now. We'll talk about our connection. We have, it's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We have multiple connections here. But my friend Renae, I'm so happy to have you on the podcast.
So happy to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to have you on for multiple reasons. I have to say, the fact that we're kind of shifting our musical conversation out of the country lane is exciting for me because obviously we are in Music City. We're in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes.
So we are surrounded by lots of country music, which is wonderful. But
It is.
it's a nice
Lane.
yes, it's a nice change of pace to kind of step out of that. So do I wanna just call you Renae? Do I wanna talk about your doing business as? Do you wanna kind of speak to your band name?
I kind of answered both now.
Okay, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I've been releasing music for a long time. I think since like 2019 was when I released my first song, and it's been really fun. I've done a lot of different styles, really just trying to find myself, which one thing I've always been is 100% authentically myself. So even when that's been acoustic or indie pop or pop punk, it's all who I was at that moment.
Right.
And starting the new project was basically me being like, okay, I've experimented a lot and now I figured it out. And now I want to make sure that that is the lane that I stay in.
All right, so tell us what is that lane, and who can we attribute your musical influences to, and how about, to add on to that, who would you like? Who do you think you sound like? What does your music sound like?
So the new project is called Pretty and Panic. It's a pop punk project. I'm really excited about it. There are so many different influences. It's hard to pinpoint just one, or even like just a specific style. But probably Blink-182 is like a huge one for me. They've always been there, you know. You always hear about Blink-182. You hear people reference them in their own songs, and they have all these hits and these iconic moments and these funny moments, and they've always just kind of been there. I've known who they were my whole life. I've listened to their stuff, but it wasn't until like I saw them live that I really it resonated with me on a whole new level. And a bunch of other artists led me to that show, which is what ignited my love for them. So I would say all of those artists too. So Beauty School Dropout, they're kind of a smaller band, but I love them. Friday Pilots Club, their lead singer actually lives here in Nashville now.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're from Chicago. They're Chicago-based, but they live in Nashville now.
Huh.
And at least I know the lead singer does. So Beauty School Dropout, Friday Pilots Club, Jaden Hostler.
Okay.
He was signed to Travis's label for a little bit. Okay. Sorry, my phone is going on.
That's all right.
Put that on.
Wait, Travis Barker? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Travis Barker. I also have always known a couple of Angels and Airwaves songs.
Yes.
Didn't realize that was Tom DeLonge.
Right.
Until a couple of years ago, and I was like, dude, my love for Blink runs deep. I didn't realize that.
Absolutely.
Blink-182, Mark Hoppus had a label as well. I don't know if he's still on it, but that's who Beauty School Dropout signed to. And I didn't know that. I just loved them.
So the funny thing is that you just started this whole, extended web of pop punk, which I love because the rabbit holes go deep, you know what I mean?
So deep.
What the heck was I gonna say? I saw Blink-182 years ago. They at Jones Beach, and I actually had pit tickets, which was awesome.
Yes.
But this was in between when they did not have Tom DeLonge and they had Matt Skiba.
I mean, he was awesome.
Matt Skiba, by the way, lead singer, guitar player of Alkaline Trio.
Also an amazing band.
Yes, amazing. But, you could tell there was something different, not having Tom in the band. So I'm so glad, I guess, they reunited. And then I know that Mark was sick with cancer and kind of recovering. So I'm glad that they're all back together. I don't know, are they touring right now?
They were for most of 2023, 2024, and 2025. As far as I'm aware, they're on a touring break right now. I wish they weren't, but I've been broke for the last year and a half, so I haven't been able to see them. I wasn't even able to see them when they came to Nashville. Like, that's how broke I am.
Oh my God. Well, we don't want to talk about that. We're both gonna make lots of money in this industry.
Yes.
But I do want to hear about, because even I'm sure the audience would love to hear, but even for myself, I'm so happy to, like I said, we're to be friends with Renae and to be chatting with you on here. But I feel like we're just starting to get to know each other. So
Yeah.
while this is great for everybody else, it's also great for us.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about where you're from and like what brought you to Nashville. And
Yeah.
with that.
So I'm from Southern California originally. Okay. I lived there for the first 18 years of my life. And I love California. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know Californians get a bad rap. I mean, I miss the weather. I miss my family. I miss being 45 minutes from the beach, 45 minutes from Disneyland, and 45 minutes from the mountains. But Nashville has always been the dream. Since the day I wrote my first song, I think I was like 15 maybe, I was like, oh, I'm moving to Nashville someday. And so that was always like a goal. It was always there where I was like, that's gonna happen someday. And then I went to school. I went to school in the Midwest. So it's this tiny little Christian university called Dork University.
Okay.
Not Dork, but you can call it that if you want. And I wanted to move here right after I graduated, but the way that I was going to move just kind of fell through, the people I was going to move with. And then I was like, okay, 1 year here, I'll make some money, save up. I had a good job, and then I'll move. And then the exact same thing happened. The person who was supposed to move with me no longer wanted to or was able to. So I was like, geez, dude, like, I was starting to feel a little bit hopeless. And like, I was like, I don't know, like, how to move on my own. But it still was always the goal. And I was like, no matter what, I'm going to find a way to get there. And then it just kind of fell into place that my best friend, Danica, she lived in Idaho at the time.
Oh, wow. She
was like, do you want me to move with you? And I was like, yes, I do. And so the rest is history. I made my way here, and I've been coming down here to record a little bit during those 2 years between like the end of school and when I moved here. So I had known a couple people, Danielle and Grady. They were my producers.
Grady Saxman?
No, Grady James.
Okay.
So he's from Studio 45B. They were awesome. They helped me get my footing here, helped me join that Facebook group, Yep. Which is actually where I met Justin and Christina, which is how we know each other.
Yes, yes.
And so that's like, everything has flourished from that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
You know, I need to spend more time. That Yep community is great. My buddy Don, he's actually like the executive, I don't know, vice president or something like that. Shout out to Don Clark and my boy. But yeah, I need to spend more time on those community pages. But that's great. Yeah, I didn't know that's how you linked up with Justin and Christina.
They had like posted, they were giving away a photo shoot, and I commented on it, and then I ended up winning. And then once I got here and I had done some work with them, they were like, "Can we tell you a secret?" I don't know if I should be divulging their secrets, but they were like, "You weren't picked at random. We chose you because we thought you were cool and different." And I was like,
"That's what," and and that's the thing. Why I love you for many reasons, but you're, again, going back to, I'm a country artist, so I would be remiss if I didn't say I love country and trying to do the thing. But
country has some great things to it.
Yeah, but it's so nice to kind of step outside the box and have some non-country and pop punk. We talked about this. So Renae and I, we know each other through, mutual friends, Justin and Christina, but I could throw a rock and hit the place where she works. So
yeah.
we work like an eighth of a mile away, or like, I don't know, 200 steps away.
Literally.
So when I saw it the other day, I was so excited. But I just haven't, we were talking about, we both share an affinity and a passion for pop punk. So I always get excited about that stuff. And actually, just real quickly about when I was in my touring rock band, I went out to Santa Barbara which I love. I'm obsessed with Santa Barbara. To record an LP, like a full-length record, and the producer that we use, Angus Cook, an old friend of mine, he produced the Ataris and Lagwagons records back in the day. So
the OG.
Yes.
OG.
Yes.
For real. That was like when pop punk was in its infancy.
Yes. So we are deeply connected to pop punk, so I love that. So, well, talk to me a little bit more, to the extent that you can, about this new project that you're working on.
Oh my gosh. It I don't even know where to start. It has been a long time coming. So I started working with some new people in like January of 2025, writing some new songs, and some of them I ended up like teasing on social media and they never got the chance to come out, which is really unfortunate because I love those songs and I know I toured with a lot of them and a lot of people really ended up liking them and have been asking me to release it, and I thought it was going to work out, but it just didn't. And even though the songs that I was writing were so much better, I was still at a standstill, like trying to figure out how to stick to that vision. So like I knew I wanted to do pop punk at that point. I mean, I've known I've wanted to do pop punk for a couple of years now. But finding the right people to get you there is such an underrated part of the process that it's like I was like sifting through these feelings and people and trying to figure it out, and the amount of people who were just the one of the main people who I was writing with last year, he was like, pop punk's just not it. It's like, sorry, it's not in. The ceiling is so low. And I was like, I'm not doing this for the ceiling.
Right.
That's not very pop punk.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing this to sell out Nissan Stadium someday. Now, if that happens, I'm not going to be mad.
Oh, I'll be right there up front, girl.
But I'm also like, if I sell out the Exit In at the peak of my career, I'll be 100% satisfied.
Right.
So it was like, okay, how do I satisfy them but still do what I want? And then it got to a point where who I was allowed to write with and interact with was being limited, and I was still paying for everything. So I was like, what do we mean here?
Right.
And so it was like this angst started coming up, and it kind of just furthered my journey into pop punk because I was like, I know I need a new project. I've always wanted to do a new name. I knew that was coming. Like all the stuff I'm writing, if you would go back and listen to my old discography, it wouldn't match. So I was like, I know I need to do a fresh start. And I've had the legal issues with Renae, so that's another reason.
Oh man.
And it just kind of like everything just started to fall into place all at once. The people who were like telling me those things kind of fell out of my life. And the people who were encouraging me to just continue to be me were staying in my life. And so I kind of tossed around a lot of different names, and I landed on Pretty in Panic because I just really feel like it just that encapsulates the sound, the feeling, the sound, the image that I'm going for.
And and I think it encapsulates you. Like
yes.
I just see you at like Pretty in Panic. Yes.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, because like I still love like being feminine. I love being a woman. Like I love doing my hair, getting dressed up, and doing fun stuff. But I also am gonna get down on my knees on stage and scream into a microphone, and that is Pretty in Panic right there.
So I have so many questions. I love this conversation because there's
Yes.
just like questions are just spawning left and right. So, man, I have 3 right now, and I'm gonna see if my ADHD holds up. So, just kidding, I don't have it. But I love this creative journey that we're on. So, first question is, and I'm going to kind of answer it myself too, if we kind of go back and forth a little bit.
Absolutely.
But how did you fall into like meeting pop punk people down here in Nashville?
Oh, it's kind of interesting. It kind of found me in a way. So the first person that I kind of was guided towards was actually another friend of Justin and Christina's, was Lissa Coulter.
Yes.
So shout out Lissa. She has been a huge help to me, and she's like the first one who I actually wanted to meet her. I told Justin and Christina, I was like, this girl seems cool. She's got like this pop punk rock thing going on, and I like it. And so they connected us, and me and her have done a lot of different things together. We toured on Swemo last year together. They gave me my first touring opportunity, which was so fun.
So time out audience, time out Pretty in Panic. Tell what is this Swemo thing that you did?
Okay, so it was this tour where we did pop punk and emo covers of Taylor Swift songs.
I freaking love that idea.
It was so much fun. I love Taylor Swift, so I was like, there's a way for me to mash up my love for Taylor Swift and my love for pop punk.
I'm sure there are many people who also have, well, I know many people have an affinity for Taylor Swift. But
oh yeah.
Maybe you have some. Did you have a bunch of fans that were just into it? Like,
yeah.
we love Taylor Swift, but this is a really cool take. This is a really
Yes,
cool vibe.
that community is actually huge. Like the online Swemo community is insane. It's huge. Just there's so many people who love Taylor Swift but are like an alternative music lover. And so it was crazy to me to find that community because I had been afraid for a long time that didn't exist. That I was like, oh, my Taylor Swift love has to like live in a box over here away from this. But what it comes down to is even though Taylor Swift doesn't put like pop punk or emo productions on her music, she is emo. I'm like, have you heard the Speak Now album? I'm sorry. That sounds straight out of Fall Out Boy's back pocket. Like,
amazing.
And it's just with a country twist to it. And that's why I think it resonates so well, because it bridges that gap really well.
That's so interesting. I think that's a great idea. I don't personally, mad respect to Taylor Swift, to her branding, phenomenal, uber famous, uber successful, wealthy, all the things. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. However, if you put that in pop punk or emo form, I could definitely get down with that. So.
And there's also that too, where like it also helps Taylor Swift reach a new audience. Like even some people who came to the show, we do like meet and greets afterwards. We just meet everybody, and parents would brought their like kids or something, and they'd come up to us after and be like, dude, I didn't like dads would be like, I don't like Taylor Swift, but I like what you guys did.
Love it.
And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
I just think that's creative. That's a niche. And I like, and you again, like, I just love that, you're not in, and again, no disrespect, because I freaking love country, but that you're not in the country box. I think it's great. I'm actually on a personal level leaning more into rock music myself now and again, but, still writing country. But, so what can we look forward to moving forward in terms of single release? Are we doing EP? Are we doing touring? What's going on?
So the goal is to tour. I don't have anything booked yet, so don't get your hopes too high yet.
All right.
But it's kind of hard to book things when you don't have any music out under the new name. So It's like, yeah, I have maybe 100 fans on bands in town, but Pretty and Panic doesn't.
Right.
So I'm kind of in this weird middle spot right now, but I think for the next year at least, you can definitely expect a lot of singles. Ultimately, I decided not to work on like an EP or an album right now, just because I feel like in the streaming era, it's unfortunate, but it's really hard to get people to listen to one song, let alone a 12-song album or even like a 4 to 6 song EP. It's hard. And I'm trying to establish a fan base and a relationship with those fans. And I'm also just trying to establish who I am. And I feel like the best way to do that is just for me to just load up singles. So that's kind of the plan, is why it's taken so long, is we didn't just want to finish the first single and put it out. We wanted to take our time and write really, really good songs and then move those like to production so that we could, once the time I started releasing, we're ready to go. And we have a plan. And if we write better songs, they get plugged in. But like, as far as right now, the plan is a single every 6 weeks. As soon as that first book comes out, it's just going to be rolling, content, podcasts, I'm going to try to be playing a couple full band showcases around town just to get like some content and stuff.
Great.
And hopefully open for some people.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked for you.
Yeah.
So just, the music gods say that, if to really build momentum on streaming platforms and so forth, that you should be releasing content and releasing new music every 6 to 8 weeks. So,
that is the goal.
Yeah, so Renee's right on target with that. I mean, I don't think there's any crystal ball to this industry that we know of, but she's doing all the right things in terms of planning it out, and just I think if you put out a song, it's okay to put out a song if you're like have a dying need to put out a song next week. That's great, but I think you need to be able to manage your expectations.
Yes.
And know that if you're not promoting it and you don't have a release schedule set up, it kind of is just going to fall into the universe. You'll get your, I don't know, 50 to 500 friends, fans listening, and then, it kind of just sits out there. So I think,
Yeah.
I would agree that you're doing it kind of the right way. I mean, that's been my philosophy too. Just be methodical about the release schedule and stuff.
It was hard. Like, I mean, it's been a year and a half since. I know I released an EP last year, but like to put it into perspective, that was supposed to be released in 2024. So like, I haven't written and released a song in over a year and a half because I just had to stay committed to that. It was hard. It sucked. It sucked so bad, especially when I was on tour and I was promoting one of the songs and people were excited for it. And then I just had to be like, it's out of my hands. It was so hard.
I believe it.
But I really just kept holding on to that. Like, it's going to be so worth it when it's ready, though. Because I didn't get impatient and just throw out a half-finished product. I didn't get impatient and then release something and not be able to follow it up. So then I gain momentum and lose it.
Right.
And it's been incredibly painful and frustrating. But it has given me a lot of time to really, like, plan this project and what I want it to be, who I want it to be, who I want to be hearing it, that kind of stuff. And so now that it's like finally getting there, I'm literally like, I'm ready, bring it.
I love it. I'm sure. And as an artist and a writer, waiting a year and a half to put something out could be like Chinese water torture, but
yes, it is rough. And it's also like, kind of piggybacking on some of what you said, like, there's no crystal ball.
Right.
But you would not believe the amount of people in this town who tell you that they know how to see it.
Yeah.
And that is also so frustrating. Like, moving here always was my dream and I love it. But when I got here, I really thought that I was like, oh, I'm just going to get all of this amazing advice from all of these people. And for the first year here, I kind of just took everybody's advice and rolled with it until I realized that all of these people's advice like contradicts each other. And then I started like taking another step back and I was like, wait a second, y'all haven't made it either.
Right.
So what am I doing listening to you and you haven't made it either?
Right.
And so that's where like I arrived even stronger at this point with this brand where I was like, I don't really care if somebody thinks pop punk's not in right now. That's who I am.
Right.
And I'm not going to be fake to be trendy.
I love it because I think something has to change. I think I could tell you on a personal level, with all due respect to everybody, a lot of the new country just sounds the same. Like, I'm going to be honest, I can go to a writer's round, close my eyes, and, there'll be 4 different people sounding the same. I open my eyes, it's a different guy, but it sounds like the same song. So I'm like, I think people want to hear something different, and, I think country rock is coming back a little bit more so.
I hope so. That's the type of country I love. I'm with you.
I'm with you. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited for you and the new stuff to come out. I want to circle back on 1 or 2 things. You said something that I was having a conversation with my buddy from New York the other day, who's also an artist. And we were talking about success and like where we're at in like our journeys. Like, I know where I'm at in my journey, and I know what success means to me, but I want to ask you kind of what you think about that and how you derived at that, and like how you can sleep at night knowing that whatever set marker is, successful. Like, I think you said, if you played whatever venue, I don't remember what it was, like
The Accident.
The what? Accident, right, which is a great venue, by the way.
It's a fantastic venue.
In Nashville. It's not a Bridgestone or Nissan, but it's a great original live music venue. Mm-hmm. Y'all need to play there and go there if you haven't. But yeah, like just playing a venue like that everybody knows is a solid venue in terms of sound and crowd, but also like where you are in your career as far as being down here and just that being successful. So talk to me about that, like your mindset.
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, everybody says the same things when you want to be an artist. They're like, oh, I'm going to sell out stadiums someday. And I think I wrote a song like that when I was like 16 about like, oh, I'm going to sell out stadiums. But the more like I get into this industry and I see what's happening, I also have been a concert junkie a lot of my life. So like I love going to shows, seeing my favorite bands. And I started noticing in like 2023 was like my biggest concert year. I think I went to like 30 some shows. My favorite ones were in really tiny venues. And it was a different show. So like I'm not saying it was bad or anything when they were in stadiums, but it's just a completely different vibe. So I'll circle back to like Taylor Swift. I saw the Eras Tour 4 times. I got to see it twice on the floor and twice from behind the stage. And those shows were incredible. Like, she is a phenomenal performer. And this is not a dig on Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift. But there is like a certain amount of separation from the crowd, right? Even if you're on the barricade, you're still probably quite a few yards from even the edge of the stage.
Right.
And she, you know, the artist is not generally always right on the edge of stage, especially a huge stage like the Eras Tour. It's impossible. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different type of show. Then when I would go to like Jaden and Beauty School Dropout shows and Friday Pilots Club, it's like these tiny venues where like maybe 100 people fit in, if that. And I guess Jaden plays a little bit bigger venues than that, but those shows, I have met some of my closest friends. I've met people at Jaden shows, at Beauty School Dropout shows, and at even like a Lolo concert that I still talk to weekly. And they keep up with my music, and I'm friends with them. It's just, there's something so unique about, there's not even a barricade. Or there's a barricade, but it's 6 inches from the stage. And that artist, when they come and are like that close to you, you are that close to them. And they can make that really personal connection. And to me, like, the stadiums, the arenas, that's how the world views success. That's how, grandma and grandpa sitting at the kitchen dinner table at Christmas going, oh, did you sell out the stadium yet? That's success to them.
Right.
That is not success to me. I mean, if I ever got to that point, I would be very grateful and happy.
Right.
But I don't need that to be fulfilled. So that's where, like I say, selling out the Exit In at the peak of my career, I would be fully satisfied and fulfilled. And that is what success is to me.
Love it.
It doesn't matter if I'm not a household name. What matters to me is that the people who come to my shows have the time of their life. They feel like they get a personal connection to me because music is also what saved my life. So I would like to help save other people's lives, give them an outlet. And it's about being fulfilled more than it is about what I can post on Instagram and get however many likes.
Love it. Words to live by Renae. Pretty in Panic.
Yeah.
So if I could piggyback on it a little bit myself, and I'm totally with you. Like, if I could sell out, Neyland Stadium or Nissan or British, great, amazing. But I was talking to my buddy, and I was like, man, like, what success to me right now is being able to go into my studio, which is here, at Write Me Up Studios, by the way. I could throw a paper clip and hit my mix desk. Going into my studio, writing from scratch, tracking multiple instruments, producing, mixing, putting it out under the distribution, whether it's, Orchard or 1 RPM or there's 5,000 of them.
Yeah.
And just hearing the finished product. So for me, again, would I love to be touring, selling out, big venues, and maybe we still will. You never know, right? But for me, I've come to terms. I have peace, and I feel fulfilled when I can do that. So I'm actually happy to do this because it's rejuvenating me to get my ass back in the studio and to track and put out some music myself. So
yeah, it definitely is like. There's also a level that you have to accept when you aren't like connected in that huge industry, in that A-list celebrity industry where, there's only a certain level of success you can reach. And it's great to sit and dream about big things. I actually think more people should dream bigger because they're not dreaming big enough. But there's also a point in music where I think musicians think that that's the only way to succeed. And I think it's really important to be like, look around at how many lives you've touched. Even now, like, I think about all the people I met when I was on tour, all the people I've met even in college and going to concerts, and even people I've met just playing like bus call, that I'm like, that satisfies me.
Right.
Like, this matters. My music has touched people. That's all I've ever wanted it to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. She's so genuine. I love her even more. I literally, we have mutual friends, like I said. I don't know, when we officially met like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
But, we've been to, I guess, fundraisers together, shows, and like I said, we kind of work next to each other now, so it's been really great getting to know you and having you on. I'm excited for what's to come, and not to put you on the spot. I know you're like mid-branding and kind of lots of new stuff going on, but number one, when can we expect like the new single? Any kind of roundabout time? Any teasers?
I've been actually teasing the first single for a long time, and nobody even knows, and it's great because I'm pulling some real like Taylor Swift level.
Wait, did I know it? Is that what we listened to before?
Yes.
Okay, it's really good, by the way.
Yes, I did want to show him what he was getting into here. But I have been dropping little hints throughout like my Instagram stories or some of the songs I pick to do for like photo dumps.
Cool.
And even just songs I put on like my story, like I sit there and I'm like, nobody knows that this is literally hinting at my first single. Nobody even knows that. That's crazy.
Well, now we do.
Now I have to go look at all my old stories and try to figure it out.
100%. And by the way, so before you tell us like when-ish you're gonna release, where can we find you on socials?
So my new Instagram is at prettyandpanic.mp3.
Okay.
That's going to be the handle across all social media platforms.
And that's on your other one, right?
Yes. So if you go to my personal Instagram, which is at this.is.Renae, it's in my bio for all of them, just to
all right.
help lead people.
What I would do, if it's cool, when we kind of bounce this out into the universe, I'll go ahead and I'll share your new handle.
Yeah. That's going to be the same handle across everything, I think, except for maybe like Snapchat, which I haven't really figured out yet. So we're going to figure that one out. But
awesome. And just to that point, by the way, I'm Dan Reardon once again. You can follow my personal music stuff at Dan Reardon Music. We'll be sharing 3 Chords and the Truth podcast stuff. But our YouTube channel is the number 3 Chords and the Truth podcast. That's a long one, but there's a lot of other names out there like it, so I don't want to be sued or anything. So gotta switch it up. But all right. So do we know when we're dropping the single?
Still getting the final like pieces into place for it, but I'm gonna say early June is what I'm thinking right now. That's the plan.
All right.
It will not be much later if it is, because like I said,
you're ready to drop it.
I am not a patient person. Do you know how hard it is for me to have been this patient for this long? I'm dropping this song the second I can.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, we're super excited to hear it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to maybe mention to us that I still don't know a lot about you, but I know we're all learning, but anything musically, any upcoming shows or anything, or any other tidbits, you think?
No upcoming shows quite yet, but, I thought I've done a lot of thinking about this brand for a long time, so if I could confine Pretty and Panic into a couple sentences, it is pure authenticity to the point that you literally can't look away.
I love that. I love that. You need to like trademark all that.
Yes, no filter. No filters, no rules, just punk heart pop hooks.
I love it.
That's
punk heart pop hooks, man. Those are lots of wonderful man, you're so good on the spot. We did not script any of this.
Like I said, I've been planning this for a long time. I have a whole like PowerPoint of the brand.
I love
and like things I've already done that I want to keep doing, things I want to do, song names, content ideas, outfit ideas, makeup ideas, the whole like brand identity. It's all there.
I love it. Well, you're well on your way. I mean, you look very pretty in Panic, so you're off to the races. So, hey, Renae, it's been so nice having you on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Did you have fun?
Yes,
was this fun?
This is the first podcast that Pretty and Panic gets to do. So
Love it.
I am so appreciative for you for having me on and
Absolutely.
taking a chance when you really didn't know me that
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
So,
But I can already tell you're awesome and you
Yeah.
are, so we're happy to have you on. And so we will be airing this episode at the end of the week, so next Sunday, and we'll be sending stuff out. And man, it was really good to have you on, and we're looking forward to the new music. And would you come on again?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. The next time you have to play a song for us.
Absolutely. I feel like I'd love to come on in like 6 months and do like a check-in.
Let's do it.
I
love
it.
All right, well, so good to see you and have you
Yes.
on. And
Thank you so much again for having me.
we'll see y'all soon. 3 Chords and the Truth. See you soon.